We are back for another Game Rewind as we take you through the best from Lake Point Sports Baseball Village in 2024. And today is a trip to the not-so-distant past as we hit the Prep Baseball Cup. I'm Cory McCartney along with Grayson Rosen as we bring you Canes Midwest National and Scorpions Dodgers Scout team from the 2027 division, part of the biggest event of the fall series in these fields, the Prep Baseball Cup.
Yeah, it's definitely a star-studded matchup that we've got this week, and obviously nobody's committed because these are a lot of the younger guys. We got a couple commits, but it's a lot of guys that we're looking forward to down the road, guys we're going to see here for multiple years to come. We've got a Scorps team from Florida that is always a powerhouse in travel baseball, and then Canes Midwest, who brings a fantastic crop of players from that area in the country down to Lake Point pretty often, and definitely going to see a lot of talent on display.
Two teams that combine for 18 ranked players, including 2 committed players, as Grayson mentioned, that you'll see in action today. So let's take a look at the lineups and how these teams will roll out for this matchup. Again, from the Prep Baseball Cup, Scorpions Dodgers Scout will be led off by second baseman Nick Tanko, then followed by Jacob Henderson, the left fielder, and then it's pitcher Ryder Whittick. First baseman Nathan Rhodes hitting fourth. Chase Brady, the catcher, will hit fifth. Hitting sixth is Logan Buchanan, Yurdel Delgado Beltran, the shortstop hitting seventh. Hitting eighth is Maximus Sakala, and then center fielder Wyatt Gibson hitting ninth. Canes Midwest National will be led off by second baseman Liam Delp, and then it's Taylor Howie, the center fielder. DH Abraham Howard, Rocco Bucci, the left fielder, Drew Squires, the shortstop, Griffin Bozen, the first baseman, hitting sixth, followed by third baseman Noah Spalding. Then it's catcher Thomas Barnhart and right fielder Connor Christensen, and Abraham Howard is going to be on the mound. So let's take you out to our action as we get things rolling from the Prep Baseball Cup.
You're excited to see what we get out here on the mound from Abraham Howard to start off this game. This is a big deal here in the fall at the Prep Baseball Cup. A lot of the best teams from around the nation come in town, and it's kind of a tough one because a lot of teams, it's hard to get these guys down here in September just because of school is starting up pretty much around the country by this point in the year, and still able to see some really talented players coming to town.
As you mentioned, Abraham Howard starting things off on the mound, and he will be facing Nick Tanko, followed by Jacob Henderson and Ryder Whittick. Swing and a miss. Abraham Howard, again, part of a really talented Canes Midwest team that we saw a lot throughout the summer and the fall. Here are a number of these players. Howard from George Rogers Clark High School in Kentucky. He's a third-ranked righty in Kentucky, 7th overall in the state in 27, the 83rd ranked right-hander in the nation, 327 overall. He was a 2022 junior feature gamer. Swing and a miss, and he goes down on strikes. Abraham Howard rattling off the fastball there, that final one at 85 miles an hour for the first strikeout.
Yeah, that's good work right there. Good way to start off the game with some momentum from the mound.
Now we'll get a look at Jacob Henderson from Calvary High School in Florida. 16th ranked shortstop in the state of Florida, 57th overall. We've got him with exit velos just north of 90 miles an hour, bat speed around 77.5. Also gets it done on the mound where he's up to 85. Miss on the breaking ball from Howard.
And I think one thing you're looking for, especially out of this age group as they continue to kind of develop and start getting looks at the collegiate level, is that you're really looking for the approach at the plate. How does it differ from some of the younger guys or some of your past years, and how are you going to grow as a player in your approach at the plate? And I think this Scorpions team has right now they're off to a good start. I know they struck out in the first one, but I think they're doing a good job not getting too antsy in the box, trying to make things happen. I think both these teams will probably see just kind of play their game throughout this and try and get streaky on offense.
We've seen primarily the fastball and the breaking ball out of Howard so far. He's got a changeup that sits around 74, 75. We've already seen that curveball that gets around 72 to 75 as that one goes back foul. And he also has a slider as well. After Henderson, we'll get a look at Ryder Whittick. Some umbrellas out, but not for the rain. Obviously, some pretty intense heat that we get at certain parts of the day. Is another strikeout for Abraham Howard. Canes Midwest going around the horn after that one. 2 straight punch-outs for Howard to start off the game.
Yeah, that is a hot start to see against a talented lineup that you're facing. To know that you're coming into a game, which I believe is the semifinal game in this age division, and to start off like this, certainly a good sign.
Here is Ryder Whittick, lefty out of Melbourne Central Catholic. That's in for a strike. He's ranked as a left-handed pitcher, 6th ranked player in the position in Florida, 76th overall. But at the plate, exit velos just around 92 miles an hour, bat speed above 78 for this 6-foot, 204-pounder.
It's certainly a desirable frame for a guy in the class of 2027 to already have that kind of physical build, and especially in the left-handed batter's box, looks like a piece that a lot of colleges will be interested in as he continues to develop.
1-1 is the count against Whittick. Ropes that one into right field, and that's going to be down for a base hit. Center fielder gathers that one, and will be a 2-out single for Canes Midwest here, Scorpions here in the first against Canes.
Yeah, that was a great piece of hitting by Ryder Whittick. And then he gets his courtesy runner because he's going to hop up on the mound in the next inning.
Turns it over to Nathan Rhodes, 6-foot, 235-pound, 2027. It's an absolute beast out of Haggerty High School in Florida, 9th ranked first baseman in Florida. I'd like to see the size of the 8 guys in front of him when you talk about 6-foot, 235 pounds. But, man, this is a big guy. Exit velos 94.2.
80.1 mile per hour bat speed.
Craziness.
That is just not a number you're expecting in a game of high school sophomores.
Notice the LA on the left side of the sleeve there from Rhodes. It's in for a strike. Oftentimes these scout teams, they'll actually be wearing the gear of the team that they're connected with, but not the case for the Scorpions, but they do have that LA designation on their uniforms.
Howard giving him quite a few looks back over there at first base, trying to eliminate the factor of the stolen base here, even with 2 outs.
All right, 0-2's the count. Runner's taken off. The throw is in time. They got him to end the inning, so Rhodes AB will continue in the second. We are through half an inning. Ryder Whittick on the mound for Scorpions, and he will be facing Liam Delp, Tyler Howie, and Abraham Howard as we get to the bottom of the first inning here in this game rewind from the Prep Baseball Classic. Prep Baseball Cup, man, we do so many of these. We have the Prep Baseball Classic, Prep Baseball Cup, the Prep Baseball Cup, really the premier event of the fall. But Liam Delp at the plate out of Mooresville High School in Indiana. You and I spent some time with Liam this summer during a live in-game talkback and really loved the personality. One of the things that really stuck out to me, this is a guy who takes a leadoff mentality to every spot he hits in the order. He's obviously hitting leadoff for Canes Midwest right now in the first hit.
Oh, man.
Man, he connects off that, hits off the glove of Ryder Whittick, and Liam Delp finds himself standing at first base. We've talked about this before on these game rewinds. The pitcher trying to make that play, the defensive play, sometimes it can trip up the defenders behind him. That's another case where it hits off of his glove. Wittix, and his defender's unable to make a play, and you find Liam Delp standing at first base.
Yeah, it looked like the shortstop was playing pretty deep as well anyways, and kind of deflected it, but it seemed like that one was going to go straight up the middle regardless. Get another first pitch swinging.
Tyler Howie puts that in play, but unable to get to the ball defensively, so this AB will continue as that's out of the reach of first baseman Nathan Rhodes.
And you got Ryder Whittick on the mound, who started or was the only hit of the first inning for Orlando Scorpions, and then his courtesy runner came in for him so that he could get ready to go out on the mound, and his courtesy runner got caught stealing. So kind of indirectly got caught stealing, but wasn't himself. It was just his courtesy runner. Obviously, they're going to be trying to hold Liam Delp at first base. He's got a 6'7", 60, and I wouldn't be surprised if he can do better than that.
Tyler Howie, the 2023 and 2022 junior feature gamer, looking to move his teammate Delp along the baseline. Howie from George Rogers Clark High School, Kentucky.
Yeah, high school teammates with the guy who's going to come up right after him, Abram Howard, who's starting on the mound as well.
Liam Delp has Ryder Whittick's full attention over there at first base.
Yeah, with a lefty on the mound, he's going to force your attention.
Howard, he goes right up the middle. Howie does, and able to turn the double play to get Delp and cut down the runner at first. Some great work defensively there from Scorpions, and there'll be 2 down as we move to Abram Howard at the plate.
There we go, Howie to Howard.
So one is a little more formal, the other one's a little, One's about the party, one's about business.
Well, the party led to a double play, so we'll see what business brings us.
I've already seen Howard on the mound. He's got a couple strikeouts to his name. Starts him off with ball 1, a breaking ball at 71 miles an hour. This pitcher versus pitcher matchup. 2-0 is the count. He's already seen Howard, as mentioned, on the mound where he's been up to 87. He gets 98.3 exit velos at the plate as he swings through that to make the count 2-1. He was a 2022 junior feature gamer. And swings through that fastball at 86 to run the count even at 2-2.
Ryder Whittick moving extremely fast on the mound right now. I think he's just trying to dominate the timing, not give Howard a chance to really breathe in the box.
Well, he's created a full count. We'll see the payoff pitch. Puts that into play. On the run, left fielder has it, and that will end the inning. We're through 1 in this game rewind from the Prep Baseball Cup. We'll be back from Lake Point Sports.
At Academy Sports and Outdoors, you'll always find more fun with great brands at the best prices. More of this, and this. So you can get together for a little of that, and a lot more of that. And even some of that, and that's good. Have more fun with great brands at the best prices. Only at Academy Sports and Outdoors.
Nathan Rhodes' first trip to the plate was cut short in the first inning as a runner was thrown out at second base, so he gets another look at Ryder Whittick, Abraham Howard, as we continue here in the second inning in this game rewind between Canes Midwest and Scorpions Dodgers scout team. Sends the first offering back foul, breaking ball at 75.
And I think with a guy like Nathan Rhodes at the plate, you kind of wish that he could have had that opportunity with a guy potentially in scoring position. But now he comes up to lead off the inning and still looks to create some kind of spark.
Back-to-back breaking balls. That one bounces out of the reach of the catcher and goes back to the backstop. half an inning later and still not ready for the size of Nathan Rose as he steps in there. I mean, this is one of the bigger 2027s that we've seen at any point this year, and a guy that can absolutely do some damage if he's able to get a hold of the ball. Miss outside.
The moment he steps into the box, I think he makes everybody aware that there's just kind of an impending threat of power at the plate, and you're not going to back him off either. He's not afraid to stand in there and eat it, and that one he definitely eats it on and takes his way to first.
Yeah, the 88 on his back almost looks like a base on balls as he's working his way down there. So
yeah, it's that intimidation factor.
That's right. So he starts off with a leadoff walk, and now we're going to see catcher Chase Brady.
A little bit more proof. We had talked about how the umbrellas are out because of the sun. Howard's got the biggest towel I've ever seen taken to home.
That's for baths and showers, not necessarily wiping things down at the.
There's a large towel.
Yeah, on the mound. So Brady again at the plate. Calvary High School, Florida, 11th ranked catcher in that state, 87th overall in the class. Defensively, pop times down to 206. Catcher velo 75, but at the plate, exit velo is 89.5. He's got bat speed of 83.5 for a 5'11", 165-pounder. And he's showing bunt for the second time.
You don't see a lot of catchers showing bunt.
Shows it again, but holds back, and the count is now 2-1.
I do find it to be a bit of an interesting decision with Nathan Rhodes on first base. If don't want to assume anything, I would guess he's not your fastest guy in the lineup, but to be showing bunt is an interesting idea.
Swings through that 84-mile-an-hour fastball. Count's going to be 2-2. Again, you got a runner, Nathan Rhodes, at first off the leadoff walk. Holds back, and the count will be even.
See what Howard brings on 3-2. There's the towel, the aforementioned large towel for a pitcher to take to the mound.
This next pitch will be his 10th of the inning as he went 5 pitches against Rhodes. And swing and a miss, gives himself a strikeout of Brady, so 1 down here in the second.
Yeah, Howard is certainly looking to get his outs via the strikeout, and I think, sometimes you can show some willingness to just allow contact, but when you've got stuff like Howard's already showing off, that certainly doesn't hurt to make those outs at the plate.
Logan Buchanan, the right fielder, now at the plate. Buchanan from the Benjamin School in Florida. 6'3", 200-pounder, 21st ranked outfielder in Florida. 113 overall in the class.
Yeah, and obviously this is a Orlando-based organization. Just about every one of these guys is from that central Florida area, somewhere from Ocala down to Orlando.
Who drops that breaking ball in for a strike, 72 mile an hour. Quickly an 0-2 count to Buchanan. Just coming after the strikeout. Just going to miss there. Scorpions most certainly not looking to waste a leadoff walk. Spikes that one away. Rhodes taking off for second.
Yeah, that's a huge help right here in this inning, eliminating that double play. Howard throwing a lot of pitches so far in this inning.
Only gets away from him. Yeah, you said it. This next pitch will be his 16th of this inning. And he will draw a walk, so a walk, a strikeout, and a walk here for Abraham Howard in the second. And steps Urandel Delgado Beltran. That last name Beltran rings the bell. He is the nephew of Carlos Beltran, 9-time All-Star, And a guy who, based off last year's Hall of Fame vote numbers, appears to be tracking toward a spot in Cooperstown in the coming years. So some serious Major League bloodlines for Beltran. 6 foot, 165 pounder out of Steinbrenner High School by way of Puerto Rico. I get the slow motion on the towel wipe there from Howard. We're really playing up this gigantic towel of his.
Yeah.
That's Steinbrenner High School, of course, named after the late Yankees owner, George Steinbrenner, resident of nearby Tampa from Steinbrenner High School. I feel like everything's kind of set there for Del Delgado Beltran. You got the last name, you got Delgado and Beltran, so a couple Major League last names, and then you go to Steinbrenner High School. I think they have a class there that's just like, the history class is just like DiMaggio, Babe Ruth, Mickey Mantle. That's what you learn about.
Yeah, you just learn about baseball history at Steinbrenner High School. Baseball math.
That's right.
Be some great statistics.
Beltran sends the first one back foul.
I'd like to revisit what you said about Beltran and his Hall of Fame bid. Do we think that the Astros scandal and his involvement in that and willingness to admit it affects him whatsoever?
I'd think no, because it was so late in his career.
Okay. Well struck.
Yeah, Beltran gets a hold of the second pitch and sends that one to the center fielder. Rosen's going to hold tight at second base, though, and there'll be now 2 down in the inning. I think it's sort of the same thing with Brian McCann. Like, I don't think Brian McCann's implications into what was going on with the Astros during that scandal necessarily cloud your judgment of him. I don't even, honestly, it's like I don't even think about that when I think about Carlos Beltran.
No, I don't either. I think it's just that it's the most recent thing that's happened in his career. And that's, I think, what clouds his view a little bit. A lot of guys get affected by those last couple of years of their career, and I think that's a big one that kind of hits on. Similar to A-Rod with the PEDs that have almost seemed to have knocked him out of the race for a Hall of Fame spot potentially.
Yeah, I mean, remember Beltran was named the Mets manager, but then was fired before the first game, and that was back in 2020. So things have not necessarily gone his way in the post-playing career, but I do think a guy, when you look at the numbers and you look at the way things have trended for a lot of players, and being in that 53, 54% voting range that he was last year, certainly tracks towards a guy getting to 75% and getting in via the writer's vote.
Howard disengages there, giving Rhodes a look back while Sokolow patiently waits for his next pitch.
Yeah, Maximus Sakala, which may be the coolest name that we have of any of these. Yeah, out of Orangewood Christian in Florida. That's in for a strike. 5'11", 155-pounder. Ranked as a right-handed pitcher in Florida. He's 19th at the position, 75th overall, playing third base today for Scorpions. Trying to cash in that Nathan Rhodes leadoff walk as he still remains standing at second base. It's in for a strike as Howard loses his lid.
Yeah, that's something we're all too familiar with, is pitchers' hats falling off.
I had a conversation at a barbershop recently talking about teenagers' hair right now, and I mentioned that they're all getting perms and getting all this stuff done, so it feels like everyone's got a lot more hair now. I feel like that's a kind of a byproduct of that. Whips that in there for a strike. Abraham Howard is absolutely delivering. He got himself another strikeout. We're through an inning and a half. We'll be back from the Prep Baseball Cup.
Where is it written? Only grill burgers? Nowhere. That's where. Now throw on some sausage. And keep it juicy.
Woogie, woogie, jam, slam, bust the dialect. I'm the man in command. Come, flow with the sounds of the mighty Mike.
Rocco Bucci, Drew Squires, and Griffin Bozen will be at the plate for Canes Midwest as they take on Scorpions Dodgers scout team in this game rewind from the Prep Baseball Cup. Ryder Whittick back on the mound and working ever so quickly for Scorpions as he works that in for a ball to Bucci. Bucci out of Olentangy High School in Ohio. He's the 4th-ranked outfielder in Ohio, 18th overall in the class, a 6.95 60 out of Bucci. As he skies that one. And that will be caught for the first out of the inning.
Oh, wait, what? Okay, yeah, it was. I saw them throw over there, and Bucci was all the way at second base.
Well, he's just showing off those wheels I was talking about.
Yeah.
Greene County High School's Drew Squires, shortstop today for Canes Midwest, steps in. 2nd-ranked player at his position in Kentucky, 15th overall in the class of 27. So a guy playing up against some 26s here in the Prep Baseball Cup. He's a 23 junior feature gamer. Yeah, the one thing you can definitely say about Ryder Whittick is he does not give a batter any time to get comfortable in there at all, considering how quickly he's working. We've got an extra ball on the field, as happens all too frequently here at Lake Point Sports.
They're forcing him to slow down.
Yeah,
by hitting that ball into play.
Maybe somebody from the outside just threw that over the top of the fence to create a little in-game delay.
Might have just been his coach.
That's right. Squires puts that in play. Second baseman gathers, throws the first in time for the second out. Quickly 2 down for Canes Midwest here in the second.
Yeah, Ryder Whittick not wasting any time. Gets the ball back, quickly back. Toes already on the rubber. He moves.
6'3", 180-pound Griffin Bozen steps in at IMG Academy in Florida. He's a 23 junior feature gamer. A lot of times with these players from IMG Academy, they end up potentially repping other states when it comes to the feature games, but Griffin was part of Team Florida in 2023.
Yeah, I'm always interested in how this works because I believe Boson is from Iowa, and I think he's still ranked in Iowa on Prep Baseball's website. So not too sure how they decide on that. When a guy's from Iowa, he's still obviously playing with players from that area as well.
Ropes that into left field, and that's going to be down for a base hit. So a single from Griffin Bozen is going to continue this inning for Canes Midwest. If I'm Griffin Bozen, I would rather be ranked in Iowa, because if you put me in Florida against the kids who are already in Florida and all those IMG Academy kids,
it's tough.
Yeah, you may still be up there.
Yeah, but I guess
you may not.
You also have to think of how that's weighted. If you're is the 100th guy in Florida better than the 50th guy in Iowa?
That's true. Noah Spalding now at the plate, third baseman, 6'3", 230 pounds. I'm going to put an Oklahoma drill between Nathan Rhodes and Noah Spalding and see who wins that thing.
Yeah, Spalding, a Louisville commit, meaning he committed before the rule changes.
Marion County, Kentucky, 6'3", again, 230 pounds. Second-ranked right-handed pitcher in Kentucky at that speed, but that size. Exit velo is at 104, bat speed at 87.3.
87.3 is genuinely unbelievable.
for a guy who's ranked as a right-handed pitcher.
Yeah.
Shooter and Hutt and I did a recent Coffee and Curveballs where there was a couple guys who were just listed as athlete. And obviously that's something you see a lot in college football recruiting. I feel like we got to get, as more guys are two-way players, I think we got to have some different designation as Noah Spalding rips that one into left field, and that will be hauled in for the inning ending out. But we can get into this more later. But I think prep baseball needs to have a different designation as more guys become legitimate and obvious two-way players with these talents that they're showing on both sides of the ball. But we'll be back for more of that conversation and much more as we return from the Prep Baseball Cup.
Next. Next. Stop.
You got it?
No. Keep going.
Again.
Next. Next.
If you don't pick one,
Oh, you have time. Am I keeping you from your job? Next. I don't even know where I am anymore. Stop.
Do we finally have it?
Let's go back to the beginning.
Are you
Your
joking?
electric future customized. The fully electric Audi Q4 e-tron.
making every second count. That is how I live. And this is how I hydrate. Body Armor Sport Water. Water for the athlete and all of us.
This is ready to go online. Any questions?
Yeah, I got one. How about the best network imaginable? Let's invent that.
That's what we do here.
Quick survey. Who wants their internet to work pretty much everywhere?
And it needs to run smooth, like super, 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 super smooth.
Hey, should you be drinking that?
It's decaf. Because we're busy women.
We don't have time for lag or buffering.
Who doesn't want internet that helps AI do your homework even faster?
Come again?
Sorry, what was that?
Introducing the next generation 10G network, only from Xfinity. The future starts now.
It's the bottom of the order, Wyatt Gibson, and then we're back to the top for Scorpions Dodger Scout team with Nick Tanko in the on-deck circle, and then it's Jacob Henderson. Abraham Howard out for another inning of work. He already has 4 strikeouts as we sit here in the 3rd inning of this Game Rewind for the Prep Baseball Cup. Still scoreless. Gibson shows bunt but pulls back. Hits have been few and far between at this point in the game. Shows bunt again. That's in for a strike.
Dunn had some good arm side movement at the end. Something that I think, a pitcher in this level of the game, already throwing up to 87 and getting a little bit of that late movement is a fantastic combination. It's working right now.
Yeah, swing and a miss on that 84-mile-an-hour fastball for strike 2. Howard not a slow mover or a slow worker, but obviously Whittick is so fast it kind of makes it look a little bit more deliberate.
It's hard to compare it when you're looking at Whittick on the other end, and he is just flying through the order.
Swing and a miss, goes down on strikes, make it 5 strikeouts for Abraham Howard, and that breaking ball at 76 mile an hour had him just coming up empty.
Yeah, I love that you can get a guy down to 2 strikes, and he can anticipate that it will probably be a breaking ball, and you give him the breaking ball and it still beats him, is extremely impressive for any pitcher at any level.
We're to the top of the order, and Nick Tanko in Trinity Christian High School as he fouls that one back. He's 5'10", 165 pounds, and the 10th-ranked third baseman in Florida in 27, playing second base today for Scorpions. Goes back to that breaking ball. That one, not necessarily as much drop on it as Tanko's able to foul that off, and now we'll make the count 0-2.
He's definitely got Tanko thinking about the outside half of the zone now because he already threw the breaking ball out there. He's going to try and see if he can get him again on it.
He does. He goes to the outside part of the plate, and Tanko, all he can do is look down and work his way back to the dugout as we have a 6th strikeout for Abraham Howard.
Wow. It is. It's early in this game. It's, 3rd inning of work. He's through 2.2, but that is a pretty high total for this point in the game.
Calvary's Jacob Henderson try to keep this inning alive for Scorpions after back-to-back strikeouts. Misses on the fastball on the outside part of the plate. There is a lot to like in the arm of Abraham Howard for sure. Guy that I'm imagining when the window opens in 2027, he is very quickly going to be snatched up. It's going to be a walk to Henderson.
Yeah, 4-pitch walk from Howard's a little bit surprising. I think probably 2 of those pitches in there were close ones. They were definitely balls, but there were close pitches that were competitive and just wasn't getting a bite.
Opposing pitcher Ryder Whittick now at the plate. Whittick's already got a base hit. The way that he has been able to control the left side of the plate against a left-hander, I think is going to make for an interesting dynamic here as Howard's settled in this start and again already got himself 6 strikeouts.
Definitely concerned with the base runners. 2 straight pickoffs over the first. Making sure that Jacob Henderson keeps himself in check over there.
Howard with another throw over.
Sometimes for a pitcher, this makes the batter just kind of get almost bored at the plate is probably the best way to put it, and maybe it'll trick him into waiting on something, or maybe an early swing will get you out of it. But it's just good work right now by Howard. And sometimes you see those guys when they repeatedly throw over to first base, they mess up one of those throws and kind of the mess ensues, but he's done a good job right here.
The 1-2 taken off. Howie throws down, and they've got Henderson at second. An ending throw out at second base. Still waiting on that first run to cross the plate. We are scoreless as we move on in the Prep Baseball Cup.
Where is it written? Only grill burgers? Nowhere. That's where. Now throw on some sausage and keep it juicy.
Boogie woogie jam slam, bust the dialect. I'm the man in command. Come flow with the sounds of the mighty mic.
Scheduled to see Thomas Barnhart, and then it's Connor Christensen, and now the top of the order with Liam Delp for Canes Midwest here in the bottom of the third inning. In this game rewind from the Prep Baseball Cup. Ryder Whittick out for his third inning of work for Scorpions Dodgers scout team. Barnhart at the plate, 5'11", 180-pounder from Manchester High School in Ohio.
There's Whittick getting back to his quick work, not even letting you finish the introduction before he throws the first pitch.
83-mile-an-hour fastball for strike one. Barnhart behind the plate has been awfully strong. His exit velos 92.7, bat speed at 80.7, but man, behind the plate 184 pop time, 83 catcher velo.
A rare disengagement from Whittick. Must have been a bit of a miscommunication with his catcher there.
And we've seen a couple great throwdowns from Barnhart behind the plate as he swings through that drop third, the throw to first, scoops it up for the first out.
Good scoop there by Rhodes over at first. That was a fantastic sequence to get a three-pitch strikeout, get him swinging and missing on a tough pitch, and that was fantastic work from Ryder Whittick. He sets him up with the fastball, first pitch, throws a changeup on the outside half, and then finishes it off with some fantastic swing and miss on a breaking ball.
Connor Christensen, the 2023 junior feature gamer, sends that foul down the third baseline.
Slow-mo for the umpire throwing the ball out.
Got to add that to the highlight reel.
Yep.
Christensen from Indiana's Cathedral High School was the 8th-ranked right-handed pitcher in Indiana, 22nd overall. Swing and a miss on the breaking ball.
Yeah, Whittick just really dialed in right now in his pitch location.
Misses on the fastball high. That's going to run the count to 1-2.
I guess I shouldn't have talked about pitch location.
Yeah, misses in that changeup at 74. The count's not going to be even at 2-2.
See how he fights back this time, taking his time here, wiping the arm off.
Don't want to get those gigantic towels confused with one another back there.
Got a lot of accessories out there. I see a rosin bag as well.
Sends that fastball back foul. Already one down off the strikeout. Got a 2-2 count here to Christensen. Liam Delp in the on-deck circle. Yeah, catches him looking for strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts for Whittick here in the third.
We have seen some fantastic starting pitching out of both sides here. The strikeout stuff, we saw him forcing some contact for a double play earlier in this game. Seeing everything you'd like to see out of these two pitchers.
Liam Delp in his second trip to the plate. I mentioned in his first go-around that we spent some time with Liam Delp this summer, and it was a lot of fun. And talking to him about a guy out of Mooresville High School in Indiana, and Hogan Denny, who's a Gatorade Player of the Year, and the impact that a guy like that had on him as a player, just in the preparation and how you carry yourself. And one thing I will say for Liam Delp is he comes absolutely prepared. This is a guy that brings a lot of energy. I mentioned that leadoff mentality he takes with him throughout the orders. He puts that in play. Third baseman has it, throws in time. But, he's safe. He came off the bag a little bit. Looked like a kind of a mishap there on the fielding the ball, and Liam Delp will be standing at first base. And that's that leadoff mentality I talk about, right? Like you look at what looks to be a sure out and still trucking your way down first base, and Delp finds himself standing there for a 2-out infield single.
Yeah, that was great work. As soon as he put bat on ball, he's flying down the first base line, trying to get on base at every time. And, you know, most guys, you send a chopper to third base, shortstop, a lot of those guys aren't really running it out like that. And he's making himself a competitive player here. Now,
Delp takes off for second.
Comes off, but ball gets knocked out.
Yeah, he will be safe in that 6.78 60 time put on display as Liam Delp takes second.
Yeah, I think what's awesome about Liam Delp and the time that we got to spend with him this summer, not only is he a fantastic player, he's fun to be around.
Yeah.
You can tell the teammates love hanging out with him, and you know, in the dugout he's a character. On the field he's a character, chatting with his teammates and even the opposing team at times. And he goes out there, he does his job, and he has a fun time doing it.
He's now in scoring position for Canes Midwest. Taylor Howie, the center fielder at the plate out of George Rogers Clark High School in Kentucky. Another guy that can fly, 6'9", 160. Ropes that back foul. Howie was a 23 and 22 junior feature gamer.
I think there's a lot of guys in this Canes Midwest team you could expect to make it to the big show and be here for the future games next year.
Yeah, you talk about getting on the radar of prep baseball and staying there. The amount of times that these guys have been here at Lake Point Sports throughout the summer and the fall, I mean, they get a lot of looks from the scouts without question. And, we've done games with them. We've obviously mentioned interviews and other content that we've created with Canes Midwest. And here we are with them again for one of these game rewinds. So certainly logging a lot of miles as they make the treks down from Indiana down here to Metro Atlanta. How he skies that back. It's going to be caught, so a stranded runner for Canes Midwest as they'll leave Liam Delp in scoring position as we move to the fourth inning. We'll be back with this game rewind.
At Academy Sports and Outdoors, you'll always find more fun with great brands at the best prices. More of this, and this. So you can get together for a little of that, and a lot more of that. And even some of that, and that's good. Have more fun with great brands at the best prices. Only at Academy Sports and Outdoors.
Our pitching duel continues here in this Prep Baseball Cup game rewind, and the guys that are responsible for that now facing off. Abraham Howard on the mound, Ryder Whittick back at the plate for Scorpions Dodgers scout team as we said in the fourth inning. Howard has dazzled to this point 6 strikeouts. Goes fastball that's fouled off by Whittick.
I think it's Orlando Scorpions have put themselves in a bit of a tough spot here. 2 times they've finished the inning on a 3rd out, being a guy caught stealing at second base, and forcing a guy to come back up, especially in this position. Ryder Whittick, who ended the last inning, saw 3 or 4 pitches, goes out, pitches an entire inning, and then has to go back out to the plate again to try and get something started in a 0-0 game. It's a tough spot you're putting your leadoff guy in.
Sends that breaking ball back foul. Count's not going to be 0-2.
And now you kind of leave Scorpions wondering what their approach is when they do get a base runner on. Are they going to kind of hold back on the aggressiveness, or are they going to continue to just try and break through?
That breaking ball misses. It's going to be 1-2. Well, base runners have been hard to come by in this game so far, and you mentioned him. Scorpions not able to cash in, and another strikeout for Abraham Howard. That's going to make it 7 as we sit here in the 4th. Feels like Nathan Rhodes has been up 12 times in this game so far. He was one of the guys who ended an inning at the plate as a guy was mowed down at second base on the throwdown. And then, he walks. So he was on base for a long time. So we saw that 88 standing at second base for a very long time. And now he's back at the plate for technically the 3rd time, but only his 2nd AB.
Well, let's see if he can break through here. It's been a tall task to ask really anybody to get a hit in this game on either side, but see what Nathan Rhodes has to offer.
We also, a lot of times we'll talk about, 2nd time through the order, 3rd time through the order. If in this situation, is it technically his 3rd look at Abraham Howard, or would you still say it's his? I mean, it really is, but it's
you've
not
clocked him
necessarily
a
his
couple
2nd
times.
times.
You clocked him a couple times, and you got a walk out of it, one of them. So you definitely feel a little bit better going up to the plate this time around. And I guess theoretically, yes, it is his 3rd time seeing him, but only counts as 2 plate appearances.
It's giving him a heavy diet of fastballs here in this AB after that breaking ball missed on the first pitch. Goes back to the fastball, swing and a miss, going to make the count 3-2. Fastball again, a defensive check swing. I think they hit off the butt end of his bat.
Yeah, I don't mind that one there. It could have been called on you. So good work by Rhodes to keep himself alive there.
Comes a payoff pitch. Skies that down the right side. Who's got it? Right fielder on the run will haul it in for the 2nd out. So strikeout, fly out. Now it's going to be Chase Brady with 2 down here in the 4th.
Yeah, we're getting deep into this game now and just still waiting for someone to break through. Now with 2 outs, nobody on, it kind of, at the moment, it looks like a lost cause to get things going here, but anything works, and you can kind of get into a streak at any time. Like Howard was ready, but his catcher wasn't quite there yet, but now we'll get the start of this at bat.
Missing the fastball at 84 to start things off against Brady. Next pitch will be the 71st for Howard.
Yeah, he's certainly thrown a lot of pitches, a lot of those coming from some extended innings earlier, but
that one's popped up.
No more pitches. Down
the right side. This time the second baseman has it as he cuts in front of the right fielder, and that will end the threat. We are on to the bottom of the 4th in the Prep Baseball Cup, still waiting for that first run as we get back from Lake Point Sports.
So yeah, outrage is trending. Our feed's stirring us up, splitting us up. What if we came out from behind our walls and keyboards just for a sec and just go yard, front yard? Come out bagging, jumping, check on that Johnsonville feed. Let our individual flavors blend together. Yes, block nobody, block party. Keep it juicy.
The Windscreen Factory, more than just windscreen. We're a full-service sports facility contractor. We manufacture windscreen for sports and construction, do fence repair and installation, and fabricate field netting and batting cages. In addition to manufacturing the products, we also install upon request. We make safety padding for backstops, rails, and walls, as well as full-service print shop with logo, branding, and signage capabilities. Please call us for a quote today.
Just saw Abraham Howard on the mound. Now he's at the plate to start things off in the fourth for Canes Midwest. He will be followed by Rocco Bucci and Drew Squires. Ryder Whittick continues on the mound for Scorpions Dodgers scout team. This continues to be a pitching duel. We've not seen a runner advance past second base to this point in the game.
We'll see if somebody can break through here, getting into the almost like the midnight hour of this game. I know it's moved very quickly. It doesn't feel like we're very far into it, and there's a lot of baseball to be played, but nobody breaking through just yet. And with these two pitchers, they've been flying through the order. Especially Whittick, who you see is already towing the rubber again.
Interesting note here that we have seen Howard look so dominant on the mound. He's got 7 strikeouts to this point in the game. He's thrown 71 pitches. That last pitch was just the 40th for Whittick.
Yeah, that's a big part of that is how quickly he's moving. He's not giving hitters a chance to stay in the box for a second, get ready to go. Whittick's giving you your offering before you're really ready for it. And I think that's causing some weak contact. That's getting early outs in the at-bats. And then he's also really just not missing the zone all that bad. And even when he does, they keep it pretty controlled. That was a close one.
Yeah, going to issue a walk to Howard. I certainly think you go back to the second in which Howard threw 24 pitches in one inning, and that's certainly going to lend to that number being a little bit more elevated because he has been awfully strong to this point. Now we're back to Rocco Bucci in his second trip to the plate. Bucci, as I was mentioning, in his first AB out of Olentangy High School in Ohio, the 4th-ranked outfielder in Ohio, 18th overall, 6'9", in the 60. A 23 and 22 junior feature gamer. Another guy that is in for a strike. I would almost certainly pencil in for a spot in the 25 feature games representing the state of Ohio. His father, Chad, by the way, had some conversations with him this summer. He's in his 12th season as the men's and women's golf coach at Ohio Northern University in Ada, Ohio.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, school I've been to many times. You know Ohio Northern's mascot. As he gets that down for a strike, bunt.
I have no idea.
Throws the first base in time to knock Bucci down for the out, the Polar Bears.
That's a good mascot.
Yeah.
Really good mascot.
Well, the son of the Polar Bears golf coach, the sacrifice, he'll be out at first, but we have a runner now at second base. Pinch runner in for Howard. Go from Bucci to Drew Squires.
I believe that pinch runner is Gunnar Wade.
Squires, a 23 junior feature gamer at the plate, and try to advance that runner on. Canes finally have a guy in scoring position again, see if they can cash in this time. Straight into Liam dealt before, as that's into left field. Squires puts that in play, taken off for home. Ware is going to be across the plate for the first run of the game as the throw was cut off by the shortstop and maybe delayed an opportunity to have a play at the plate, but Canes Midwest find themselves on the board here with a 1-0 lead in the fourth.
Yeah, you got to be aware that of where your runner is before you retrieve that ball, and it seemed like his first look was over to first base. Well, his base runner was really only halfway down the third baseline when he retrieved it. You've got to be cognizant of where he's at and try and make that play at home.
IMG Academy's Griffin Bozen skies that back foul. So Drew Squires comes through with the RBI single, and we waited for our breakthrough moment. We've got it off of his bat, and Canes Midwest now lead 1-0.
I'm interested to see how Whittick reacts to this. Are they going to call the balk on him dropping it? They sure do.
Yeah, all right, so runner will advance, and now another in scoring position for Canes Midwest.
Maybe a little bit shaken up by the first run of the game. crossing, but I think that can also be a little bit of a part of moving so quickly on the mound. When you try to keep doing that, sometimes you just find yourself making those small errors, and that was one of them where you don't even really think about it. It happens, and all of a sudden you help out your opponent.
Yeah, Ryder Whittick has been kind of in a groove, and it's largely been by the pace of play for him on the mound. But you have an issue there where you have a base hit, and then you have the sacrifice, and then then we see Canes scoring a run, and then you get the balk, and you wonder if it got inside of Whittick's head at all. But giving him a chance to regroup here and see if they can find their way back into the mindset and rhythm that he had himself in for so long when he was dictating everything about this game.
Yeah, at this point now it's just about damage control. Don't let a second runner come across. You can live with giving up 1 run in 4 innings of work, but here you just can't let it slip away from you.
Squires at second base. Rosen at the plate. Misses in the breaking ball. Count's going to be 1-1. Rosen with a chopper. Shortstop has it. Gathers, throws in time for the out, but Squires does advance to third base. A little ABC baseball at play for Canes Midwest as we've seen runners advance with a sacrifice bunt and now the ground out.
Yeah, this is a really good inning on the offense for Canes Midwest. They haven't done anything huge. You haven't seen any big hits for extra bases or anything, I guess you could say
nothing
phenomenal.
Loud, yeah.
Yeah, like nothing that's really jumping out at you, but it's base to base, and that's exactly how you score runs when you most need them, is just by playing the game and letting everything come to you. You're, like you mentioned, sack bunts, ground outs, those kinds of things that advance the runner. You get the balk, which is a bit of a bailout, and you just continue to capitalize on it. It's a huge offensive inning, even though they've really only scored 1 run.
Changeup was in for a strike to Noah Spaulding. Swing and a miss on back-to-back changeups. Count's now going to be 0-2.
I think in this at-bat, Whittick needs to continue to take control over kind of the aggressiveness that Spaulding has shown already.
Count is 0-2. Got a runner at third, 1-0 lead for Canes Midwest. Defensive swing as he's able to reach out and send that back foul to keep the AB alive on third straight changeup in this at bat.
So you've gotten 2 swing and misses on changeups, and then you get the foul ball on a changeup. What do you bring here in the 4th pitch of this at bat? No, 0-2 count.
Yeah, I think you try to change eye levels on him, right? I think you've gone down so far down in the zone, changing speeds, changing eye levels. He does exactly that as he drops that one in 69 mile an hour on the breaking ball and freezes Noah Spaulding. Runner stranded at third, but Canes Midwest lead 1-0 here in the Prep Baseball Cup. Canes Midwest lead 1-0 here in this semifinal action from the Prep Baseball Cup as they face Scorpions Dodger scout team. Abraham Howard out for his 5th inning of work. He already has 7 strikeouts on the mound, and he will be facing off against Logan Buchanan, Urandel Delgado Beltran, and Maximus Sakala. Scorpions tries to answer as Canes Midwest were able to cross the first run of the game in the fourth. It's in for a strike, a fastball, 81 to Buchanan.
I'll be interested now as we are into the 70s in his pitch count. Can he keep the control? As of right now, he's certainly doing it.
Back-to-back fastballs, going to make the count 1-1 to Buchanan. And already 7 strikeouts for Howard, 27. Gets himself a punch out, make it 8 strikeouts for Abraham Howard, who has had himself an awfully impressive day on the mound.
Yeah, looking really good right now. They haven't allowed Scorpions to really crack into him, and though Howard's thrown a lot of pitches, he still seems to be pretty well settled in.
Urandel Delgado Beltran now at the plate as that's in for another strike, breaking ball at 74. Back-to-back breaking balls, a swing and a miss. It's going to be 0-2 to Beltran.
Tell you what, Howard has a fantastic feel for that breaking ball and has all day.
Goes fastball, and Beltran jumps on that one, drops it into left center for a base hit. Is he going to hold it first? He will indeed.
It's good hitting right there, especially on 0-2, just to kind of let it fall in and not be too worried about trying to pull it, send it straight up the middle, right over the second base, or right over the shortstop, rather.
One down for Maximus Sakala. Sakala from Orangewood Christian. Works that in for a strike.
Howard doing a good job of hitting the zone. I'm just, with that hit, I want to know how he's going to react.
Goes back to the breaking ball. That one's sent back foul. Next pitch will be the 81st for Howard. Got himself 8 strikeouts. Another breaking ball. That one's put in play. Third baseman gathers, throws the second for the out, throw to first. Not in time. Nearly had themselves a double play, but instead we'll have a runner at first base in the form of Sakala, and Wyatt Gibson will be at the plate.
Yeah, that's good work right there from Scorpions. Sakala needed to reach base there on that ground ball, and gets there just by hustling, and that's a big difference maker. 1 out and a runner on rather than 2 outs, nobody on in a game where you're now down 1-0 is a huge difference.
Well, it could have been an inning-ending double play.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, 2 outs.
Yeah, Canes unable to pull that off, and now Wyatt Gibson with a chance for Scorpions. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. Certainly don't want to give a good team extra chances, but they may have given Scorpions exactly that, as that breaking ball is going to miss to run the count to 1-2.
Yeah, I think that was just a tough one for Canes Midwest to try and get the double play on. It was a bit of a slow grounder to third base, had to get the play over at second first, and that was your main priority, and then just kind of barreling down first base.
Ground ball gets out of the reach of the third baseman. Looked like he had it, but
I don't know what happened to Gibson running down to first, too.
Yeah, it was a bit of a calamity at third base and on the way down to the first base bag, but Scorpions will have runners at first and second now, and we are to the top of the order in Nick Tanko.
I don't know if I've ever seen a player's helmet fly off like that and then him proceed to fly off the other direction, but he touched first base. He's safe, just at what cost?
Little Angels in the outfield scenario there, so maybe some apparition came in contact with Gibson on his way down to the bag, but he'll be there nonetheless, and runners at first and second for Tanko.
Yeah, this is a big spot here from here on out in this inning for Scorpions. You've got to try and get something going now into the top of the 5th inning.
They trail 1-0. It's that breaking ball misses outside. And each base runner that gets on for Canes Midwest has to come with a little bit of frustration, knowing that you had an opportunity to turn that double play that could have ended the inning. Howard swivels back, and he's going to have a 2-0 count as this AB continues against Tanko. This is outside to run the count to 3-0.
Good patience here in this at bat
3-1
from Tanko. 2 outs, you got runners on. You know that you can't just jump on whatever you think is there, and got himself into a good position right now.
The fastball is going to be in for a strike in the outside. So count's now 3-1. Runners at first and second with 2 down. Canes Midwest up 1-0 here in the 5th. Nearly an identical location, but Howard does not get the call that time, and Tanko makes his way down to first base. And Scorpions are threatening with runners at the corners. Or excuse me, bases loaded.
Yeah, bases loaded, 2 outs. First time we've really seen Howard kind of losing a little bit of the control. He's giving up hits, he's giving up walks now. Kind of getting a little bit shaky now that we're into his, what will be his 91st pitch. This one here.
Against Jacob Henderson, Ryder Whittick in the on-deck circle. Another miss. Five of his last 6 pitches have been balls. That's in for a strike.
Still got a good hold on the breaking ball. We'll just, with the position he's in right now, you don't really want to throw him too often.
Sends that back foul. Bases are loaded. Canes Midwest up 1-0. Misses high. Really the first stress pitches that we've seen out of Howard, even though he's getting closer to triple digits pitch count. That's in for a strike.
Ooh, just a little high, I believe, is the call. Yeah, called it a ball.
Okay, it looked like it was a punch out. Howard was making his way off the mound thinking he had a 9th strikeout.
Yeah, I feel like the way that the umpire signaled that it was a high fastball was kind of tricky. Sometimes you see an umpire kind of put a hand up and then do the punch-out signal. So
no, that's certainly what it looked like from this vantage point as well, but Henderson's AB is going to continue.
Definitely checks you out as a pitcher. When that happens and you think your inning's over, it really throws off your focus here. So we'll see what he brings on 3-2.
Well, potentially the second time that Canes Midwest thought this inning was over. Couldn't turn the double play. Nearly thought they had a strikeout of Henderson there. Puts that one into play, and that's going to be over top of the reach of the third baseman. One run scores. Here comes a second run. Runner's taken off for third, and Henderson is going to make his way to second base with a double. Oh, give him a double on that. Yeah, give him a double, a 2-run double. Henderson coming through with the moment for Scorpions, and they're up 2-1 here in the 5th.
That is an absolutely huge moment. That's the perfect approach that you need on 3-2. Sure, if it was going to be out of the zone, you sit on it. But if there's a pitch there with 2 outs, 3-2, bases loaded, everybody's rolling, and if you put something in the outfield, you know that you're going to score 2. Or at least send somebody home to make a play at home. You already were going to score 1 run. That was absolutely perfect work right there by Henderson. A great hit and great base running by his teammates.
And what an absolute turnaround as that's in for a strike when you think about they thought that inning was over with. Abraham Howard makes his way down off the mound thinking he had got a punch out against Henderson, his 9th of the game. The AB continues, and hats off to Henderson for keeping his wits about him and then driving one to the left field and scoring the first 2 runs of the game for Scorpions.
Yeah, now let's see if Ryder Whittick can continue to tack on here, help himself out on the other side.
Yeah, already into triple digits pitch-wise for Abraham Howard.
Yeah, not something you really see all too often.
Miss inside.
I think the rationale here for keeping him in the game is that you're into the semifinal of this tournament, and he's got 2 outs. Surely he could find one more to get you out of this inning. He's been extremely close at times, but just hasn't quite gotten there yet, and it doesn't look like it's going to stay that way. It's a fantastic hit right there into the gap.
Yeah, Whittick sends that one all the way back to the wall, and Ryder Whittick holding that second base with another run for Scorpions, and the opposing pitcher getting it done at the plate. And just like that, Scorpions have a 3-1 lead as we sit here in the 5th inning.
That is fantastic work right there. Was that 3-1 or 4-1? Sorry.
Yeah, Scorpions have certainly taken control of this ball game. Yeah, that's going to be 4-1 as we saw 2 score off of the Whittick double. So get 2 off of a Henderson double, 2 off of a Whittick double, and just like that, it's 4-1 is the lead for Scorpions in a inning that honestly could have ended probably 6 pitches earlier, but
yeah.
We're going to see the end of the day for Abraham Howard, and he ends with 8 strikeouts, 104 pitches. Just what looked to be a fantastic finish for him on the day as he was thinking he had his 9th strikeout. Instead, he's walking into the dugout, and we've got a new pitcher on the mound for Canes Midwest. We'll tell you a little bit more about him when we get back from our Prep Baseball Cup Game Rewind. Colin Markham will be the new pitcher on the mound for Canes Midwest as Abraham Howard exits again after 104 pitches. He's replaced by an Indiana commit out of Bloomington South, 2026, playing here with 27s, the 10th-ranked right-hander in Indiana, 17th overall in the class. He's got a fastball that gets around 91 miles an hour with 2,300 spin. Also has a changeup, 76 to 81, a curveball that sets 73 to 75, and a slider with 2,500 RPM that's in the 75 to 78 range. He's facing Nathan Rhodes. 2 down here in the inning, and Scorpions up 4-1. You wonder how much alert Markham even had that he was going to be pitching in this game, the way that Howard was rolling along, and again thought that they were out of the inning a long time ago.
Yeah, I think it's really a tough position to come into because, whether he thought he was pitching in this game or not, he certainly didn't think he was going to be pitching in this inning. And to have to hop up and stretch and get out there immediately is a tall task to ask for a pitcher.
Markham with the miss to Rhodes. I'm sure a guy who's not that familiar either with coming in a relief role, but he's doing that right now for Canes Midwest as they try to keep Scorpions from scoring any more runs here, but he'll issue a walk to Rhodes as he faces his first batter, and that'll now bring up Chase Brady. A 4-1 lead for Scorpions. They have plated 4 in this inning, all of them with 2 outs. Brady ripping off that catcher's gear. Last thing you want is a quick AB if you're a catcher, right? If you've just done that with 2 outs. You want to get on and get that courtesy runner on and allow yourself a little more time to get dressed.
Yeah, you never really want the inning to end with you. That's that's how it goes for everybody, but especially a catcher who's got to run back into the dugout and get the gear back on and then go out for warm-up pitches.
Sends that back foul. If Brady gets on, we're going to see Logan Buchanan again. Buchanan led off the inning for Canes Midwest, so threatening to bat all the way around here in the 5th inning. Markham delivers, and that's going to miss outside.
Markham definitely moving a lot slower than the other 2 pitchers we've been used to. Not that he's really moving slow necessarily, but we had 2 pitchers that were moving pretty fast.
Brady sends that foul. Counts now 1-2. Runner taken off for third. That one sent down the right side. First baseman has it up against the wall, so that's going to end it.
No,
but
I think he.
Oh, did he drop it?
Yeah, I think he dropped it as he ran into the netting.
Oh man, looked like he caught it right on the fence there. But this AB is going to continue for Brady. It's going to give some serious love to Griffin Bozen at first base for running that down and catching it up against the fence.
It was a close one.
That was a close one, but Markham will step back onto the mound and Brady back at the plate as this AB continues.
I think Markham, right now he's being seen pretty well. He's had 2 balls in this, now 2 balls.
Ooh, just misses on the outside with that breaking ball at 73. The count's going to be 2-2.
Yeah, all 3 pitches that he's kind of put in or near the strike zone have been fouled off. So
I think we're asking for some clarity in the strike zone.
Gotcha. Coach not happy?
No, not happy at all because he absolutely wanted that call.
Not sure what there is to discuss here. I think maybe a.
And I'm sure it's a matter too of not getting a call like that, then thinking that a call earlier. Was you were calling a punch out to end the inning. So probably a little bit of frustration from the coaching side with what they've seen behind the plate, but not knocking umpires here. We know how hard they work. That was an inning-ending strikeout. Markham fires back and is able to end the threat, but Scorpions got a 4-1 lead. We'll see if Canes Midwest can respond as we head to the bottom of the 5th.
Next. Next. Stop.
You got it?
No. Keep going.
Again.
Next. Next.
If you don't pick one.
Oh, you have time. Am I keeping you from your job? Next. I don't even know where I am anymore. Stop.
Do we finally have it?
Let's go back to the beginning.
Are you
Your electric future customized. The fully electric Audi Q4 e-tron.
Making every second count. That is how I live. And this is how I hydrate. Body Armor Sport Water. Water for the athlete and all of us.
This is ready to go online. Any questions?
Yeah, I got one. How about the best network imaginable? Let's invent that.
That's what we do here.
Quick survey. Who wants their internet to work pretty much everywhere?
And it needs to run smooth, like super smooth.
Hey, should you be drinking that?
It's decaf. Because we're busy women.
We don't have time for lag or buffering. Who doesn't want internet that helps AI do your homework even faster?
Come again?
Sorry, what was that?
Introducing the next generation 10G network, only from Xfinity. The future starts now.
We've got a 4-1 lead for Scorpions Dodgers scout team over Canes Midwest here in the semifinals of the Prep Baseball Cup. Ryder Whittick back on the mound for Scorpions, and he will be facing off against going to be facing off against Thomas Barnhart, Connor Christensen, and then the top of the order with Liam Delp for Canes Midwest. Ryder gets that in for a strike, 79.
It feels like it's been a while since we saw Canes back at the plate. It's quite an extended inning where those 4 runs were scored for Scorpions, and now Whittick's got to take an extended break before coming back on the mound, which can sometimes be a tall task for a pitcher, especially late into your day, to come back out for your 5th inning of work after such a long break.
Yeah, and he's thrown just 55 pitches, as we said, here in the 5th.
So that certainly helps him out. The arm's maybe not as fatigued as what we saw from Howard last inning, where he came into the inning almost in the 90s already.
Swing and a miss, and Barnhart goes down on strikes.
Yeah, he hasn't missed a step. Nothing changed since the last time we saw Ryder Whittick.
4th strikeout for Whittick, and he will now see Connor Christensen with 1 down. A quick inning is the last thing that Canes Midwest wants to see after giving up 4 runs. In for a strike. A fastball at 82. Scorpions scored all their runs with 2 outs. Christensen sends that changeup back foul. Again, I hate to keep harping on it, but a frustrating inning, I'm sure, for Canes Midwest, one that they thought they were out of twice. Swing and a miss, another strikeout, the 5th for Ryder Whittick. Gets coming up empty on the changeup.
Absolutely killing it right now. Probably the biggest reason why Scorpions is in this game to this point. Going into this past inning, this was a 0-0 game, or a 0-1, and then you have a huge inning by your offense, and it looks like Liam Delp just got another hit in this game.
Liam Delp jumps on the first pitch in his 3rd trip to the plate. Delp has now got himself 3 hits.
3 for 3 from Liam Delp, living up to the hype that we gave him.
So Delp with a big base runner with 2 down here in the 5th inning for Canes Midwest, trying to get something started. And Tyler Howey now at the plate, trying to see if he can advance Delp along the baseline.
And you can just ask Scorpions, it's never too late to get something started. That was all a pretty big 2-out rally after the what you thought you were going to get the double play. You don't. 2 outs, and just extends the inning and turns into 4 runs. This is exactly what could happen for Canes here as well.
Miss on that changeup. Count's now going to be 2-0.
A little bit of that mid-September heat in Georgia.
Yeah.
To reminisce on a little bit.
That's right. Well, things have gotten a little bit better here as we inch towards the holiday season here in Metro Atlanta, but still certainly not the end of September like this event was.
Seemed like our system there just skipped that pitch, but it was a ball, making it a 3-0 count.
Delp taking off for second base. The throw is not in time. Ball gets away from the second baseman. Delp's making his way to third. He'll hold there, so now 90 feet away from a second run for Canes Midwest and some serious heads-up base running from Liam Delp.
Yeah, Liam Delp is doing everything he possibly can in this game to keep his team alive, and that right there was huge. 2 outs late in this game. You're down by 3 runs. Even just attempting the steal at second is a big move, and making it and advancing to third on a little bit of an errant throw is absolutely huge for Liam Delp and this Canes team.
Ropes that foul.
Put a good ride into that one. We'll see if he can continue this at bat here.
Well, the count is full. 4-1 lead for Scorpions. Liam Delp standing at third base as Canes Midwest tries to fight their way back in the semifinals of the Prep Baseball Cup. Oh, man, he thought he had the strikeout.
Close one on the outside.
Yep. That felt like a get-back call a little bit, maybe for what we saw out of Canes Midwest, not getting on the receiving end of some of those earlier, but I think Ryder Whittick certainly thought he had himself another strikeout, but we're going to have runners at the corners for Canes Midwest.
Sometimes a lefty changeup, it's tough to catch that outside of the zone, and for the side of the umpire there, it's coming from the outside, trying to leak into the strike zone. If it doesn't look like it got there in time, it doesn't. It's kind of how it goes, and the catcher's glove as well going to block your view a little bit, so I can see why that one was called a ball.
Yeah, tough call for both sides. Abraham Howard now going to be at the plate with runners at the corners. Guy who was removed from this game after 100-plus pitches and 8 strikeouts. Now he's going to try to put a dent into this Scorpions lead in the 5th.
Yeah, and this is one of those moments that we talk about in a lot of these games where these guys have to just kind of put their ego aside. Howard's probably, you'd assume he's going back into the box right now with runners at the corners and 2 outs in a game where he inherited the 4 runs and is thinking, I have to, get revenge or make up for what happened. That's not the case here. You need to do whatever you can right now to just continue this inning for your team and try and get some runs on the board and turn things back around.
Howard with a serious opportunity here for Canes, and they trail 4-1. Miss on the fastball at 81. Runners at first and third. Swing and a miss on the 81-mile-an-hour fastball. Five strikeouts already for Whittick. Runner's taken off for second. That's in for a strike.
Now you got 2 runners in scoring position, 2 outs for Howard. We'll see what he's able to do here. He's looked good in this approach here in this at-bat so far.
1-1 is the count. So he had a pitch to give, and he certainly did as runner advanced to second. Big moment here for the George Rogers Clark 2027 7th-ranked player in the state of Kentucky. He's got runners at second and third. Canes Midwest trailing 4-1 here in the 5th. Holds off on that changeup. Going to be 2-2 count now. Next pitch will be the 71st for Ryder Whittick. Howard puts a charge into that one, drops it down into right center. Here comes 1 run. Liam Delp scores. Here comes the 2nd run for Canes Midwest, and Abraham Howard pumps his fist as he comes through with a 2-run single, and then we've now got a 4-3 game here in the 5th.
That is exactly how you do your job right there for Abraham Howard. That was a fantastic piece of hitting, an unselfish at-bat by him, just kind of sitting there waiting for something to come to him. And puts one out there, a 2 RBI single, and all of a sudden you feel like you're right back in this game. You've got a couple more innings to play, and just a 1-run deficit now.
Rocco Bucci now at the plate. We got time called. That's going to be it for Ryder Whittick as his day comes to an end after his 71st pitch and just gave up a 2-run single to Abraham Howard. We'll be back as we get into our next pitcher for Scorpions.
Grilling is an art. Don't forget to add sausage, Picasso. Keep it juicy.
Jump to the jam, boogie woogie jam slam, bust the dialect. I'm the man in command. Come, flow with the sounds of the mighty.
Jacob Henderson is in for the relief spot for Scorpions now as he takes over for Ryder Whittick. He's going to be facing Rocco Bucci, Drew Squires in the on-deck circle. Abraham Howard standing at first base after delivering a 2-run single that has made this a 4-3 game here in the 5th. Going to spot in the Prep Baseball Cup Finals on the line in the 2027 division. Got Henderson with a fastball around 85. Also got a changeup. 71-73 as he gets that breaking ball in for a strike. That pitch around 72-75 range. And he also has a slider.
And Henderson, no stranger to some game-changing moments. He is the one who got his at-bat extended by a close call and then ended up roping a 2-run double.
He has a 1-1 count to Bucci. Count not going to be 2-1. I think that's Henderson or Bucci's mom standing back there holding on to the iPad.
If I had to guess, that's what I was thinking as well.
Bucci skies this one. Who's got it? Play's going to be made in front of the dugout as Henderson pumps his fist and heads off, but we got a 4-3 game now as Canes Midwest able to respond. We'll be back from the Prep Baseball Cup. Logan Buchanan will be at the plate, followed by Urandel Delgado, Beltran, and Maximus Sakala for Scorpions. You're going to see another inning of work out of Colin Markham, the Indiana commit, here in the 6th inning. It's a 4-3 game. Saw 4 runs for Scorpions in the 5th inning. Is a fastball in there for 84. Going to be called foul. Saw 4 runs scored for Scorpions in the top of the inning, and then we saw Canes Midwest respond with 2 to make it a 1-run ball game as we sit here in the 6th.
And this is the Buchanan's 2nd straight inning leading off after getting through almost the entire lineup the last time Scorpions came to the plate. See if maybe they can run it back, get another 4 runs here, and try and seal the deal on a victory.
Well, Buchanan struck out to start out that inning, and he strikes out to start off this inning, and that was the forebearer of some great returns ultimately for Scorpions. I think they're probably hoping for more of the same as we get started here in the 6th off that K from Buchanan. And now here is Beltran, who had a single in his last AB as he swings through that fastball at 85. We may just now see what Markham is capable of. Obviously, he got thrust into a situation in the last inning.
Yeah, kind of just needed a chance to warm up. Looks like it.
Yeah, goes back to that fastball at 86 and's got himself an 0-2 count to Beltran. Goes breaking ball, but that's in the dirt. Going to make the count 1-2.
Had to remind everybody that he is committed to Indiana.
Goes back to the fastball. Beltran sends that into center field, and that will be hauled in for the second out. I like the slow-mo on the bat toss over, man. We're adding some drama to the proceedings.
Yeah, the simultaneous bat being tossed over and the ball being thrown in.
Yep.
Just so you don't miss anything.
That's right. It's all about the guest experience.
Exactly.
Maximus Sakala now at the plate with 2 down. Sends that fastball back foul. Comes a 20th pitch from Markham, as that's going to miss high. It's going to off an 85-mile-an-hour fastball. The count's now going to be 1-1. Breaking ball gets away from him. Counts now 2-1. Two down. Kyle puts that in play. Second baseman has it, flips over to first in time. A quick inning from Markham and Canes Midwest. Will move along to the bottom of the 6th inning when we return to the Prep Baseball Cup. Jacob Henderson will be facing Drew Squires, Griffin Bozen, and Noah Spalding as Canes Midwest tries to keep fighting their way back. They trail 4-3 here in the 6th inning in the semifinals of the Prep Baseball Cup. Cory McCartney, Grayson, Rosen with you.
Had a pretty exciting game to this point. Now just a 1-run game as we get into the final innings here, but still a lot that could happen. Very much not decided here though we get to the end of this game.
It's in for a strike. He's going to run the count to 1-1 at 83 miles an hour from Henderson. Mentioned we saw Henderson start off in left field, but guy who can run it up to the high 80s. Count's now going to be 2-1. Yeah, and that's got to be Henderson's mom that's back there with the taking the video. Sends that back foul.
She switched angles for this inning.
Yeah, she did. Well, I hope his mom enjoys the broadcast as we're able to give her a little bit different angle, and we get to see her in action too back there being a mom.
Shout out to all the baseball moms.
That's right. Henderson delivers a bit of a hesitation on that leg pitch, but yeah, shortstop cuts it across the diamond in time for the out. Yeah, a little bit of it. It almost looked like he was trying to play around with the timing and the leg kick and then lost his balance.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad his mom has that on video.
We'll try not to turn a meme out of it.
No.
All right, Griffin Bozen. I should let Grayson Rosen do the Griffin Bozen.
Yeah. I'll leave it to you.
Okay.
I don't want to mess it up.
Right. That's in for a strike, yeah.
Henderson's definitely trying to manipulate the timing with the leg kick. Maybe watched a little bit too much Nestor Cortez.
There you go. Johnny Cueto.
Yeah.
That one's in play. Rhodes has that himself, and now it'll be 2 down.
Good job by Henderson making some quick work here.
Big Noah Spalding now steps in. The sleeves of that jersey can barely contain Noah Spalding.
Yeah.
Breaking ball just misses.
Close one on the outside edge, but a good pitch nonetheless. Just couldn't get Spalding to bite.
Another close miss on the fastball. As aware of New Balance 990s, I do enjoy his 990 cleats.
I didn't even realize those. Okay, yeah, now I see it.
Those are the Shohei Ohtani versions, yeah.
That's pretty awesome. I know I've seen them as golf shoes.
Yeah, I think it's within the last year they started turning him into cleats. Spalding draws the 2-out walk. So 2 down for Barnhart.
I didn't really mind what Henderson had to offer in that at bat. It was just a couple of pitches that were just barely outside, and Spalding didn't want to bite on them. Interesting
here, if you're Canes Midwest, as we sit here in the bottom of the 6th inning in a 4-3 game, you need that run at first base. Noah Spalding, an athletic guy, but do you think about making a move and bringing in a pinch runner?
Yeah, I guess, at this point, you're not going to see him come back up in the lineup. He does play some good defense over at third base, but I think it's something that you have to think about. But it seems like they're going to keep Spalding out there to run for himself.
All right, so Spalding will remain at first base, and Barnhart now at the plate. Henderson pumps that in for a strike at 84. Spalding represents a key base runner as he is the tying run in a 4-3 game here in the 6th inning of the semifinals of the Prep Baseball Cup. Another miss. As much as we've seen, neither team really being able to get that call on the outside, you almost think you just stay away from that pitch.
Yeah, it's tough because it's an effective spot.
And now he gets it for a strike. I mean, it's like, and this is obviously not to the detriment of the umpire what we're getting back there. It's just if you're not consistently getting a call, I think as a catcher and a pitcher, what do you do?
You can't just keep testing it. And I think a big thing that any coach is going to tell you is that you shouldn't put the game into the umpire's hands. Make the outs yourself, and if you're going to keep trying to get people looking on the outside half and it's not working, try something new. Maybe try and get them swinging, maybe switch eye levels. Try and do something that's going to force the outs to come to you and go to your defense instead of kind of waiting on the umpire's judgment.
Henderson tries to go back to it again, and a little frustration as he shows that spinning around there, and the count's going to be full now to Barnhart.
And it's also just it's a tough game to play trying to hit the outside because it's a narrow margin of error, and if you do miss, you're going to pay for it.
Barnhart gets the punch out. So we will see Henderson come through with a big moment for Scorpions as Barnhart heads out with the inning-ending strikeout and a stranded runner for Canes Midwest as we move along to the 7th inning of the semifinals of the Prep Baseball Cup.
At Academy Sports and Outdoors, you'll always find more fun with great brands at the best prices. More of this, and this. So you can get together for a little of that, and a lot more of that. And even some of that, and that's good. Have more fun with great brands at the best prices. Only at Academy Sports and Outdoors.
Colin Markham out for another inning as they try to keep Scorpions at bay here and keep this a 4-3 ball game going to the bottom of the 7th inning. We'll see what Canes Midwest can do defensively. Scorpions in front as they eye a spot in the Prep Baseball Cup Finals. Wyatt Gibson at the plate. First pitch, swinging. He sends that back into the gap, left center. Gibson going to be making his way to second base, loses his helmet in the process, and he is standing at second with a leadoff double for Scorpions.
That was real close to leaving the yard, but you still get a leadoff double late in the game where you're looking for insurance runs. That's a fantastic way to start the inning for Scorpions.
And out of your 9th hole hitter as we now move to the top of the order, and Nick Tanko. Big potential run for Scorpions, who lead 4-3 here in the top of the 7th, looking to extend that lead and make things a little bit more complicated on Canes Midwest in the bottom of the 7th. Shows bunt, gets that down. Markham's got it, throws to first in time for 1 out, but the runner does advance to third.
That was a great bunt. Good work by Liam Delp to cover first base on that for his first baseman who was running in to try and field that bunt, but solid base-to-base play here from Scorpions because, look, in a one-run game, you still kind of have to approach it as if you're down 1. You need 1 run, or you need a few runs. You can't just start getting aggressive because you're up 1. That was good work right there by Tanko to move the runner.
Ball gets away. Here comes the runner. Got him at the plate. Wow. Markham covers, able to take down the runner and deny Scorpions that insurance run is going to remain 4-3.
Yeah, good work by Barnhart and Markham to get him out at home. It's a tricky play sometimes. Sometimes as a catcher, you rush yourself into it. You miss the toss, but that was great work. And didn't seem like he got a perfect jump coming from third either.
Markham clearly got spiked. We've seen him look at his forearm a couple times as he walks around the mound. You saw him looking once, looking twice, and then kind of just walking around here. So we'll see if he continues, or if Canes are going to have to go to another pitcher.
Giving it a look. I guess the fortunate thing about playing on an all-turf field is nobody's wearing metal spikes. Metal spikes is where it gets real dangerous getting your arm in there. Nonetheless, it's going to hurt, but you won't get a full spiking experience.
So give Markham a chance here to calm himself down and regain his composure. He's had great play at the plate to get that lead runner. So Scorpions denied that insurance run. Henderson's AB continues. Follows that back with a fastball in for a strike in the outside. Goes back to the outside with the breaking ball, but misses. The count is now going to be 2-1. Rips that foul. Again, 1 down as Gibson tried to take home off the pass ball, but Barnhart flips to Markham and got a second out. Breaking ball is going to miss, and the count is now going to be full to Henderson. You got Strickland in the on-deck circle.
We've seen Henderson with a 3-2 count before, and it was the double that broke this thing open for Orlando Scorpions. But see what he got here. Close one, but
yeah, going to be a 2-out walk.
Looks like the pinch hitter Colin Strickland coming up to the plate.
Yeah, I mentioned Strickland was in the on-deck circle, takes over for Ryder Whittick. Strickland from Spruce Creek High School in Florida. He's a 26th ranked outfielder in Florida, 123 overall. He's got exit velos around 90.6, so this is a nice bat to be able to bring off the bench for Scorpions. He's first pitch swinging and sends that right into the glove of short, and that's going to end the inning. Scorpions thought they might have had an insurance run. Play at the plate denies that, and we'll head to the bottom of the 7th inning in a 4-3 ball game in the Prep Baseball Cup semifinals.
Where is it written, only grill burgers? Nowhere. That's where. Now throw on some sausage. And keep it juicy.
Woogie woogie jam slam, bust the dialect. I'm the man in command. Come, flow with the sounds of the mighty Mike.
It all comes down to this as Canes Midwest down to their last 3 outs here in the semifinals of the Prep Baseball Cup. You're going to see Connor Christensen in the top of the order with Liam Delp and Tyler Howie for Canes Midwest. Scorpions lead 4-3 here in the bottom of the 7th. Henderson out for another inning as he works that into a strike at 75 mile an hour.
Final chances here for Canes Midwest to make things happen. You're still only down 1 run. Good work defensively last inning to get the out at home on the passed ball, and now you're just hoping that you can break through here and either tie it up and force extra innings or get a walk-off win here.
0-2 is the count. Henderson with another play around with that leg kick, and he gets a strikeout of Christensen to start things off, and Mama Henderson back there working the camera again. I think we're going to get her in touch with Prep Baseball Florida and get her a scouting job, because I bet she could get some pretty good film back there. I'm sure she's got some great shots of her son from this one as he gets a strikeout there to start off the 7th and move Scorpions that much closer to a spot in the finals.
Yeah, he's got to show off for the cameras, even if it's just his mom's iPhone.
Miss on the breaking ball. Liam Delp at the plate. He's got 3 hits, 3 trips to the plate. See what he does in his 4th AB. Delp been the most consistent player that we have seen in this game. Ropes that one, and that's going to be caught in right field for the second out as you see the fist bump from Henderson. Bit of a dive play in right as we see. Looked a little bit more routine from afar as Henderson pumped his fist, but a little extra effort to get Liam Delp retired, but they'll be 2 down. Canes Midwest down to their last out. Scorpions eyeing that spot in the Prep Baseball Cup final.
See what Tyler Howie's got for his side, trying to keep him alive here.
Howie is hitless. He's drawn a walk, got a strikeout. Henderson goes breaking ball at 74 for strike 1. Goes back to the breaking ball. That one's going to miss, so the count's going to be 1-1 to Howie. Should he get on, it's Abraham Howard, who we saw break through for a 2-run single. Swing and a miss. Count is now going to be 1-2. Down to the last strike for Canes Midwest. Got a little slow-mo drama to the proceedings there for you as Howie makes his way back to the box.
Let's see what he brings him here.
Henderson delivers. Swing, a miss, and a spot in the Prep Baseball Cup Finals for Scorpions as Henderson pumps his fist walking off the mound. And, man, Scorpions Dodgers scout team 4-3 winners behind 2 RBI each from Jacob Henderson and Ryder Whittick. A spot in the finals. Spoiler alert, 5-Star Mafia Black ends up as winners of Prep Baseball Cup. But, man, Scorpions a very talented team. I think we saw a game that really spun on its head, during a real turn of events there in an inning where Canes Midwest thought they were out of it, and AB extended. Next thing you know, with 2 outs, 4 runs score for Scorpions, and that really ends up being the deciding factor in this game.
Yeah, you got to give so much credit to what Jacob Henderson did from kind of the 4th inning on. He has that huge moment in the 5th. His bat is extended. He hits the 2 RBI double that breaks things open for the Scorpions, and then comes out and relieves Ryder Whittick on the mound and just shuts it down for the final 2 innings of this game. He was absolutely phenomenal. And when you look at how this game started, the 2 starting pitchers were unbelievable, going back and forth with scoreless innings after scoreless inning. And then both of them, you see, late into the game, you see that they're getting fatigued. We had noticed that Howard had thrown a ton of pitches, and Whittick was kind of losing control there at the end. And both of them had relievers that came in, did their jobs, and did them well. But it came down to Scorpions just rose to the occasion at the right time.
And by the way, Ryder Whittick, starting pitcher, 2 RBI. Abraham Howard, starting pitcher, 2 RBI. So we saw those pitchers show out on the mound and at the plate. Scorpions most certainly showed up and showed out throughout this tournament, going undefeated until that eventual title game loss to 5-star. We'll be back all winter long with these game rewinds, so make sure you stick with us. Make sure you follow Lake Point Sports on all our social media channels. You get so much more of this great content, and you'll get a heads up on when we have these game rewinds coming along. So until next time, for Grayson, Rosen, and producer Maddie Bullock, I'm Cory McCartney, and we are signing off from Lake Point Sports.